We're here with Philip Wightman, Omaha Benson coach, here at the Fargo training camp. Philip, just talk about the first couple days of camp and how you think it's gone.
Well, the first couple days have gone as expected. Pretty much everybody getting to know each other, having a couple good practices. I feel like everything's going the way it should. I think our kids are getting ready. You know, I've been pleased. Like, I have a couple kids here personally, so I've been happy with what they've been doing and the partners that they've been working with. Everybody's just trying to get at it, trying to get better, because that's really the goal of this. So,
what do you see from freestyle and Greco training that transfers over to folk style?
Well, ultimately, what I teach my kids, just in general, is the difference between freestyle and folk style is locking hands. So the only difference, like, yeah, you can't do like your funk rolls in freestyle because you're giving up two, but a shot is a shot. If it's good, it's gonna work in freestyle or folk style. A good throw is gonna work in both. You have to have good positioning in folk style and freestyle and Greco. So they all go hand in hand. And the more we, you know, as a state think of it like that, it's just wrestling, the better we'll be all. You know, we'll get the kids that are just like, all I do is wrestle folk style. No, you can wrestle freestyle, just lock your hands.
Sure. Now, just talk a little bit about the trajectory of Omaha Benson. You guys had 2 or 3 semifinalists this year.
We had two semifinalists. They both ended up getting fifth. I've been at Benson for 6 years. It's just been a work in progress, honestly. I think with all athletic teams, like, if you haven't had tradition, if you haven't had success, it takes time. It's just like when you start building a program. Like, if it's from scratch, it takes time. So if you already have a program and it's not as good as you want it, it takes time. Just have to take the time, build, and you have to get the kids. And then you got to have the kids to buy in. And this past year, with myself, Coach Hilario, who's our head coach, shout outs to him, our kids have bought in. 3rd year of him being there, and we had 2 kids make it to the semis. And maybe if they'd, you know, focused a little bit more, they might have got over the hump and got to the finals. But luckily, one was a sophomore and the other was a junior, so they'll be back.
And you've been coaching in the inner city Omaha area for different clubs. You coach basically any kid who wants to get coached. Just talk about that a little bit.
Well, I've been coaching since I've been in high school, honestly. I started out wrestling at Exploratories Wrestling Club, and with that, our coach Joe Edmondson made me coach our little kids, so that's when it first started. From there, as I got older, went to college, I kept coming back, coaching my cousins, coaching the kids that were younger than me with Exploratories. Just recently, in the last 7 years, we've transitioned from Exploratories, which still has a program, to Ready RP. I've been doing that, so I've been coaching there. And then this past year and a half, one of our older coaches who has his own facility, Tony Vanderpool, reached out to me, and now I've been coaching at Nebraska Wrestling Academy also. So have those 2 club teams plus high school. But yeah, ultimately my goal just with my coaching is, if a kid wants to get better, I'll help them. If they want to listen, I'll help them, because that's the only way we as a state is going to get better. Like, yeah, having clubs and being like, hey, my club's better than yours is great at some points in time, but once we get to a situation like this, where it's state against state, we have to come together. Like, all that has to be aside. We all have to have one common goal, where somebody steps out against a kid from Nebraska, they know they're in for a match. Doesn't mean that we're going to win, but they know that they're in for a match. It's not just going to be like, oh, I got a kid from Nebraska, easy win. No, you might lose. So,
perfect. Anything else you want to add?
Nothing really. I'm just excited about the opportunity to go back up to Fargo. I haven't been up there coaching since 2011. Went from 07 to 2011. Had a lot of great success during that time. We had a couple national champions, Greco, had Thomas Gilman win freestyle a couple times. So just excited to, you know, get back up there, stay on the staff, and, you know, try to get back to those glory days in Nebraska. So.